All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the weekly review for this upcoming week, beginning on January 19 and ending on the 24th. Before we begin, let's just pray. God, we just thank you again for another opportunity to trade and to discuss ideas and to go over the charts. We pray that you'll be with anyone watching this video. May it be beneficial to them. And may we all have another successful week as we trade these moves and as we improve on our strategy. Thank you. And we love you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys. This week, as I mentioned to you, this has become routine from the mere fact that we have been trading the trend, or I have been trading the trend, and I hope that you guys have learned how to do the same. As you'll see on my screen, I've drawn up my charts already for the week, and we're just going to talk about what I'm expecting the market to do. Let me just go ahead and add my indicator here. Okay, here we go. So as you will see, the market is in fact making higher lows to higher highs. Now, if you look at the bigger scheme of things, now if you zoom out for a minute and you look at the 1 hour, and if this is the only thing you are seeing on your chart, you might become a little bit confused. You might be like, oh my goodness, last week it was selling. This week it looks like it's buying, but it's consolidating. Okay, so remember, excuse me, I've always said to you guys that whenever I do my analysis, I always do my top-down analysis, okay? By that I mean I start at my biggest time frame and I work my way all the way to the smallest time frame. Okay, that applies to everything. By that I mean, when I'm trading the market, I'm not trading the market for lows. I'm trading for highs and higher highs. The only thing I'm looking for are my higher lows on my largest time frame, and then I go to my higher highs on my biggest time frame. Now, in the event that I take a higher low and the time frame goes up, or I realize that the market is struggling to make that higher high, it has to make at least a lower high. Okay? If it makes a lower high, I take my profit and I wait for another higher low, and then I do the same thing over and over again. I just keep doing that until the market breaks back and goes into trend. There's nothing on the NASDAQ 100 that indicates that this pair or this instrument is making lower highs, lower lows on a larger time frame. I keep stressing that. I've been saying this for a year or more, months, and some people still haven't gotten it. And some people still have the nerve to try and justify that this market is in fact selling. Okay, I will say this without apology. It's the biggest load of garbage that anybody can tell you right now. Any sells that the NASDAQ 100 makes, it's only a temporary sell, a temporary retracement to form a larger, higher low on your bigger time frames. Okay, let me show you what I mean. This is the 1 hour chart. Last week, it seemed to be bearish. Okay, this week, it seemed to be bullish. Okay, what does that tell you? It tells you that there's a lot of consolidation. So it's actually consolidating between this line here and this line here. It's consolidating. Okay, don't believe me? Let's look at a bigger time frame. Let's look at the 23 hour, for example. Okay, here we go. 23 hour for the past 2 weeks. This is what the market has done. Boom, boom. Okay. Let's look at the daily, for example. The daily, the last low that the daily made, last high. This is where the price has been for the past month. Just been consolidating between here and here. It has not come back down to make the low, okay? And it has not gone back up to make the all-time high. It's been trading within this zone right here, okay? Let me just switch to my regular chart that I've marked up already for the week. All right, so here we go. This was last week, according to the 1 hour, okay? Blue lines are my weekly boundaries. Everything in between is what happened during the week. This was last week. If you look at this trend and tell me last week that this market was bearish, you do not deserve to be trading. You need to get your license taken away from you and everything like that. There's nothing bearish about this market, okay? If you're focusing on the 1 hour only, yes, it has been bearish. But again, zone out. Look at your larger time frame. So let's look at, just pick any one of the larger time frames. Let's pick the 11 hour, for example. On the 11 hour time frame, you look at it and you may see, yes, it's making lower high, lower lows. Okay. However, always zoom out. If you zoom out, you'll see that this market is clearly bullish. You have consolidation here for the past 2 to 3 weeks, up to a month. You have consolidation and the price has been bouncing around between the last lows and highs on your daily time frame. For that, you jump up to your daily time frame. Okay, we're all the way out. Look at what the market is doing. It's making higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. That's all the market has been doing. All right, and it's stuck. It made this higher low 2 weeks ago today. Okay, which means the market is going up to put on the next all-time high. You just got to be patient and wait for the market to do what it does. All right. So going back to this week, what am I expecting? Okay, well, I'll tell you this for sure. This market has not done buying. There is going to be some sells. And I just want to show you one quick thing. Let me just switch over to this cleaner chart where I'll show you something. Let's jump and look at the monthly, for example. Okay, let me zoom out so you can actually see the monthly. And I'll just take these lines off so you can see it. This is the current monthly candle. Guys, last week we started and this candle was actually red. All right. Let me just use my backtest tool. So for example, let me go to my daily. Let me put my lines back on. And so for last week, if I use my backtest tool and the price actually finished here, let's look at how that translated on my monthly candle. This is how my monthly candle, well, let's put it back some more so it can register. So I'll show it to you. So let's put this back a little bit more so you can see it. Let's put it back here, for example. All right, here we go on the monthly time frame again. All right, so on the monthly time frame, you'll see, and it's not really showing up right now. I'd have to go all the way back to my, let's go back to the beginning of the month. So I'll show it to you. Because I just want to show you the fact that the monthly candle was actually a red candle at some point in time when the month started. So let's push it back to about here, January 25. Here we go. All right, let's look at our monthly candle. All right, now that's where it started. Okay, let me take the lines off so you'll see. This was the month of January on this candle. Okay, all right, look at what happened. So on the monthly, all right, monthly started off red. Okay, this is the month that we're currently in. This is well, this was the week of January 2025. But look at what the monthly did. So notice it was red. Now it pushed to green. Okay. And now it continued going. It was a bunch of consolidation. Notice it was a full green candle at some point. And guess what? Now it's looking like a doji. Okay. That is what will happen when you look at how a monthly candle is formed. Okay. Remember, it takes one full month for the candle to be formed. And guess what? We're coming closer to the month. We're now at the 18th. You have 2 more weeks to go in January. Guess what? This is not going to be finished as a red candle. This is going to go up and it's going to break that all-time high again. There's no question about it. Look at what all the other candles have done. Even the ones that are red, notice that they have not broken support. They have finished in a positive position towards an all-time high. The market is a historically bullish market, which means it always makes higher lows to higher highs. I've been saying that for a year, for months, and people still don't get it, and they still want to argue the fact that I'm saying that I'm guaranteeing higher highs. Guys, I can guarantee higher highs because that's what the market has been doing for all time. So it's not rocket science. It's the easiest thing to do. You know what I'm saying? So I never get it. But anyway, be that as it may, this is what we're looking at for this week. So we go back to the weekly chart. The hourly chart. And I'll switch over and I'll go to the chart that I've marked up. So this is what happened last week. Price started from here, and every single day, the lows have been forming higher. Every single day. We have not had a lower low since having this lower low on Monday, on the 1 hour time frame. Okay? Everything has been falling higher. All right? So, with that being said, on Friday, this is where the price finished. I can tell you with surety that this market is going to continue going up. No two ways about it. Whether you want to attribute it to Trump or whatever it is, I don't trade news. I really don't care what the news is going to do. I simply trade market structure. And it is what it is. Each time the market makes a low, it goes to make a high. If you're in a bullish trend, a historically bullish trend, it means that each time the highs are going to fall higher eventually. They will get there, guaranteed. All right. So this is what happened for last week. Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Okay. So market finished here. What am I expecting for this week? Well, okay. Let's look at some of the time frames which have been significant. Now, every single time frame. Now we start from the monthly. You notice that the monthly is at a higher high. The last 2 points that it made was a higher low, and the next point was a higher high. So if you're going in reverse, guess what? The last 2 points were higher lows and higher highs. So this market is definitely in a bullish trend. Let's look at the weekly. Here we are in the weekly. It's currently at a higher high. Last 2 points, higher low, higher high. It's currently in a bullish momentum. It's trading bullish. It's making higher lows to higher highs. Let's look at the daily. Last 2 points that daily made. It's currently at a higher low. It's coming from a high, which was higher than a previous higher high. So the last 2 points it made was a high and it made a low. So it made a new high and it made a new low. However, this new low that it made, okay, is higher than every other previous low before. So right now you have a new low, you have a new high. The low is a higher low in comparison to all the other lows, okay? and it made a new high, which is higher than all the previous highs. So it's an all-time high. And then it came back down and it made a higher low, which is still higher than every single other low in the past. So your next natural point is going to be another all-time high. You just got to be patient, trade smartly, and wait for your entries. Okay, going down to your 4-hour time frame. This is where you're going to see a lot more detail. So on your 4-hour time frame, notice where your price is. Your price actually finished at a lower high on Friday. Okay, it also finished at a lower high on Thursday also. Okay, remember, this is a consolidation point. You have an option, you have a choice to make whenever you see the market doing this. So the choice that you can make is you can take your profit right here, okay, and then wait for another higher low before continuing up, okay? However, what you notice that your last 2 points that were made was a lower low, okay, and it made a lower high. So effectively, you're saying to yourself, oh my goodness, the 4-hour has broken structure. So that means it's going to continue down. Guys, remember, the instructions always come from your larger time frames, not the other way around. So if a smaller time frame is making lower highs, lower lows, it doesn't mean that the large time frame is going to follow suit. Okay? The large time frame maintains the structure. As long as the structure is maintained, the smaller time frame has to catch up to the larger time frame. Okay? Let me break it down a little bit for you. So this lower low right here that we're seeing, all right? And let me use my highlighter tool. So this lower low that we're seeing right here is a higher low on a larger time frame. Okay? Don't believe me? Well, let's check it out. So that's the higher low right here. Let's look at the day. Day, there you go. That's a higher low. So although the 4-hour has made a lower low, it doesn't mean that structure is being broken because that lower low only registered a higher low on your larger time frame. So your larger time frame is still maintaining structure. And remember, instructions come from your larger time frame. Your smaller time frame only execute what your larger time frame has set in motion. All right. So now that we've cleared that up, we take that off. So we go back here. And like I said to you, this market is, in fact, making higher lows to higher highs. Now, last time a lower low was made, look, it pushed up every lower high since on the 4-hour. So if you notice, so many times it tried to come down, rejection, went up again, okay? Came back down, rejection, went up again. Each time it keeps getting higher and higher, okay? Don't believe me? Well, let's look at last week. This was all of last week. This lower low was made last week on the 4-hour. This lower high was made also on the 4-hour within the same week. Let's look how it translated on a smaller time frame, like the 1 hour. The same week that we're looking at. Here's your 1 hour. Lower low, this is the lower low that we saw. But look, each time since that, the market has made higher lows to higher highs. Okay? So I can tell you with all confidence and surety, this market is going to continue going up until the all-time high is broken again. And once that happens, then you start looking at these take profit levels, which I spoke to you about, which I set since last December. I said that to you before the market was going to be closing for the year. I think on the last day of the year or something like that, last trading day of the year, I had set these targets. And I told you that I've always maintained these targets. I'm not swaying from them. The market is guaranteed to come back and break these points. All right. So going into next week, again, what am I expecting? More of the same. So in order to see that, you got to look at where the market finished on Friday. So this was Friday. All right. Largest point that we have right here, we're looking for your largest higher low. Okay, 50-minute, still sitting at a high. 45-minute, still sitting at a high. 30-minute, still sitting at a high. 15-minute is in fact at a higher low. Look at the last points that it has made. It made a higher high and it made a higher low. This market is in fact making higher lows to higher highs. Market opens tomorrow evening, expect to see that price shoot for the moon. One thing I want to throw in, remember, Monday is Martin Luther King Day here in the United States. So what that means is that the market will open on Sunday as usual. However, I think we'll have a shortened trading session. So the markets will close around about between 12 and 1 on Monday. And then at 6 o'clock again, they will open to continue, the trade going forward. All right. So this is what I'm expecting. I actually have a trade that I went in on Friday. I took that trade, I want to say in the morning hours. Yeah, around about London session, London overlap, and I held that trade. And I mean, it's in significant profit and everything. I held it over the weekend, even with the swaps and everything, and I expect the price to actually continue going up. Why? Because the higher highs have not been completed. Okay, let's go back and check that. So remember, the market is making higher lows, higher highs. All right, which means my largest higher low that I have here is on my daily. Okay, on my daily, which means I'm expecting that the price is going to continue pushing up because that higher high needs to be completed. Remember, the market is making higher lows to higher highs, which means I am not selling. I am not tracking for the sells because it's not making lower highs to lower lows. It's making higher lows to higher highs, which means the lows are falling higher and the highs are also falling higher. All right. Let me show you something real quick. Last week, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, that would have been Wednesday. The market actually registered a lower high on the 23-hour. Let me use my backtest tool and just pull that up here so you'll be able to see it. This was Wednesday. Yeah, on Wednesday. Okay, let's look at the 1 hour. Okay, this was it on Wednesday where it made that higher low. Okay, and this is when it came down and everybody was saying, oh my God, yes, it's going to continue down to put on a higher low or put on a lower low or put on a low on the daily or the weekly or whatever it is. All right. At one point in time, I said I was not going to be taking any more buys because, I said, let's say the market goes down. But then I came to my senses and I'm like, Chris, listen, cut the garbage. This market is making higher lows, higher highs. Okay. So, once the market closes and everything at that time, you're still maintaining your structure. Guess what? The higher highs are the next natural thing that is going to happen. So said, so done. Let's look at what the market did. So this is what it did. It came down. It finished right there on Thursday evening. Look at what it did after that. It just kept going, consolidated, kept going. There we go. That's where we finished on Friday. All right. So for this week, I'm telling you with confidence that the market is still making higher lows to higher highs. There's no reason for me to panic because there's nothing on the NASDAQ that tells me that the market is making lower highs, lower lows. So all of you out there who are offering signals to people and telling people garbage, okay? The market is not making lower highs to lower lows. In order to have a downtrend, you must have lower highs to lower lows on your larger time frames. Okay? In order to make a buy trend, you must have higher lows to higher highs on your larger time frames. There's nothing on my larger time frames, on my largest time frame, like the monthly. which tells me that this market is making lower highs to lower lows. Like I've always said, when in doubt, zoom out. Everything here is higher lows to higher highs. Nothing is telling me lower highs to lower lows. Even if I go down to my daily time frame, nothing on the daily is telling me that this market is making lower highs to lower lows. It's only making higher lows to higher highs. Last thing I want to say before I leave, okay? This is how you trade a bullish structure. If a bullish structure is higher lows to higher highs, okay, it means that you are waiting on your largest higher low to take the trade, take your entry, your buy entry. If you take a buy entry, and let's look at this. Let's look at this real quick. Let me go to the 1 hour. All right. If you take a higher low, okay, and the price only goes up to make a lower high, it's okay. You are in profit. Now, a lot of people get excited and say, oh, he said it was going to make guaranteed higher highs, and it didn't make a guaranteed higher high. It made a lower high, and it's going to start selling again. Duh. Listen, when the market consolidates, it makes lower highs. Okay? So if I take a higher low and it came and it made only a lower high, guess what? I'm still in profit. So take your profit right here because it's consolidating, and then you wait for another higher low. Don't sell. Because the reason why I say don't sell, it's not that the sell is not valid, but I'll tell you, in order to avoid the mistake of getting confused and getting trapped, always be consistent in your strategy. Okay? You're trading a bullish instrument. There's no need for you to be bearish. And in order to take only bullish moves, you have to understand that if you take a bullish higher low and it only makes a lower high, you take your profit when it's at a lower high because you will be in profit. And then you wait for another higher low. And then it goes up. This time it went higher. Okay? You take another higher, take your profit right here at the high. Then you come here, you wait. You get in. It comes up, it makes a higher high. Perfect. Take your profit. Came back down this time, it made a low. This low was lower than the previous higher low. But guess what? Look at what the price did. It came right back up and it broke the previous higher high that it made. So again, trading the bullish, you take your higher lows on your largest time frames, you go to your higher highs. In the event that a higher high is not made, you take your profit on your lower highs, wait for it to make a higher low, then you go up. And if it keeps making lower highs from the higher lows, it's okay. It means that the market is consolidating. Eventually, the market will break those lower highs and start making higher highs again. Let me show you an example of what this looks like. Let's go to a bigger time frame so we'll see it more like the 2 hour. All right. Let's look at, let me go over here. I can show you, I want to show you a true higher low to a lower high. Let me do some, all right, let me go to a bigger time frame so I can show it to you. Maybe able to see it better over here. Here we go. Oh, here we go. All right, look at this. So you take this higher low, okay? Because remember, the trend is higher lows to higher highs, right? You take this higher low, it came, it made a lower high. Take your profit right here. You wait, okay? This higher low came up, it made only a lower low. It's okay. Came down, it made a lower low, which is a higher low on the bigger time frame. Remember, this higher low translated to a higher low on your daily, okay? So you get in here. Look at what the price eventually did. It came up and it broke here, okay? Came back, you got another higher low. Came back, it broke here. The thing about trading the trend, guys, when it's bullish, if you constantly take your higher lows, there's no mistake that's going to be made because the market will never start making lower highs, lower lows in the biggest time frames. It's never going to happen. Okay? Anytime the NASDAQ starts making lower highs, lower lows on your monthly time frame, which is your biggest time frame, I can tell you with all safety, it simply means that the world as we know it, the US as we know it, is coming to an end. It is not going to happen. Okay, until Jesus comes for his world. All right. So again, once you take your higher lows, it's guaranteed that the highs are going to be broken. Every single all-time high that the NASDAQ has made has been broken. The only one that has not been broken was the last one that was created a couple of weeks ago, a month or so ago, and that will eventually be broken. Every last one has been broken. If you don't believe me, let's look at the monthly. The monthly. Here we go. Every single higher high has been broken. Every single one. This is the one that we're currently at. And it's going to get broken again because the daily is at a higher low and the daily is poised to go back and break the all-time high that was made right here at 22,135.4. It will get broken. Last week, when the 23-hour made that lower high on Wednesday, let me take this off so you'll see it. This is where it made it. Guys, the market is not going to leave a wick on the upper time frame like this. Okay, it came down, everybody got excited. Oh, the market is going to sell. Oh, really? Okay, look at what happened. There you go. Big candle came and engulfed every single one of those previous candles. Finished here. All right, next candle actually was trying to sell. Notice it got rejection. It finished right here. This is going to continue going up to break and form a new all-time high. So, I know this video was a little bit lengthy, but this is what I'm expecting for the week ahead. The buys are going to continue. We will see another all-time high being broken. All right, we're close to it. In terms of pips from the last all-time high, we are about, let's see, 6,000 pips. At one point in time, we were over 10,000 pips. Guess what? It's working itself all the way back up there. Let me just show you something real quick. So the last time the all-time high was formed was back on December 16th. Okay. Look at how many pips it fell to the all-time high. To the higher low was 15,000 pips. Okay, 15,000 pips was where it went. Since it made the all-time high, the lowest point that's gone was 15,000 pips. All right, 15,000 pips. Let's look at how many of those pips have been recovered in the past number of weeks. Remember, all-time high, everything right here is consolidation. Look at all of this consolidation. But there's opportunity for both buyers and sellers to make money. However, if you're not an experienced seller and you don't understand what you're doing, stick to your buys. You will never go wrong. Just wait for your largest higher low. So 15,000 pips from here to this low. Okay. Let's look at where it has gone since Friday. So Friday, it went here. This is where it ended on Friday. And you're at about 8,000 pips. Well, that is more than 50% of the drop that has been recovered so far. Okay. And it is going to continue. And it is going to continue. All right. So at one point in time, this was the all-time high. Okay. Price came up, consolidated in between. It came and it found support right here. Guess what? We are going up. We are going up. All right. So I want to wish you all success for the trading week this week. Like I said, I hope that these videos have been helping you to develop your strategy. And like I said, always practice. Try not to use your real account until you are comfortable with whatever strategy you have come up with. And just practice, just analyze, just review, just journal. That's how you're going to get better. All right. And so for next week, I am very optimistic that the all-time high will be broken and that we'll see some significant movements towards the bull side. And yeah, I just wish for success. I'm sorry for those people who continuously want to sell a bullish market. You know, my hat's off to you. Kudos to you, whatever works. But I'll tell you, that cannot be a long-term strategy because every single all-time high has been broken, and the last one that was made in December will get broken at some point in the very near future. So thanks again for watching, guys, and God will just give you thanks again for the blessing and for the goodness. We just ask that you help us to have another successful week this week. And may somebody benefit from this video. May we all be successful. Thank you. We love you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, guys. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next time.